All right, what's going on, everybody? Another week in the race shop. Last weekend and through last week, we didn't get too much done on the car, but between Dad working 5 days a week and me being a full-time student and also working 5 days a week, we don't get too much done through the week, unfortunately. But this weekend, we're going to keep digging on it, try and get it a little closer to going and testing it the first part of next year. So this weekend, we'll just be hanging the body again, trying to get it a little closer. On another note, I'd like to take a second and walk y'all around this car and just talk about our sponsors for a second. So Allied Bearing, man, they have done more for us than I could have ever imagined. They are so much more than bearings. I mean, they're practically a modern day Sears and Roebuck. They can get you almost anything you need. I mean, I don't think we've come to them yet with something that they couldn't get a hold of. So they've done us super good. And they're a great sponsor. We appreciate their support, and we're glad to have them on our car. Gateway Tire and Service Center in Franklin, they've done a ton for us on our street vehicles, helping us stay on the road, and of course getting to work and back is what's making the money to build these two cars. So them keeping us on the road is a great help, and we appreciate them. DC Diesel is the best diesel shop in Tennessee, no doubt. They have scooped us up off the side of the road, and when our race hauler is blown up, blown turbos, whatnot, they've gotten all that fixed for us. We can't thank them enough for all the help they've given us. We'd be in a whole lot of trouble without them, especially with that hauler we got. Napa Auto Parts, go and get all our parts there, nuts and bolts and whatnot. They've helped us a ton as well. I want to say thank you to them. Thank you to everyone who supports us and supports this dream we have and supports me. It means a ton to us to be able to go out every weekend or every weekend we can and race, and these guys having our backs and supporting us and helping this race team means a ton to us. We can't say thank you enough to them. So like I said, this week we're going to continue hanging the body. Hope y'all will stick around. Hopefully this page will gain some traction, each video get a little better, and get a little closer to going back to the racetrack. Alright, we got some sheet metal in, and we are working on the quarters and the bumper, whatnot, deck filler, and finishing out the sheet metal that comes back to the back glass here. I know it's pretty slow rolling, but when it's just the two of you doing it, and neither of you do it for a living, it takes a little while to get these bodies hung on there.
Nor are you very good at it.
Nor are we very good at it. Right. On another note, we got our transmission back, our second one. This transmission is going to go in this car. When we first bought it, it was pretty tore up. It had a bent input shaft and an output shaft. So we sent it off to Buzzy Racing and had them go through it and polish it. They took first gear out of it for us, so it's a 3-speed now. It's back. Like I said, it's going to go in this new car. We've got our old Rolltech in that car, and our box stock 604 that is new as of this year in this car. And then we're going to put our old Chevrolet 604 in this car. This motor came out of that car that got wrecked at Nashville. This one is a built 604, so it has a couple parts that have been put in it after it came from GM. So it got sent off to Hamner. Hamner Racing Engines, he's always done us really good. Makes really fast motors. A lot of race winning cars run his stuff. We sent it to him, had him go through it and freshen it up after the wreck, which it was getting ready to blow up anyways. So it's going to go in this car as well. For anyone that's never had to make their own sheet metal before, this stuff is a massive pain in the butt trying to fit all of this stuff up, especially when you're dealing with a brand new chassis like we are. So or you know, a chassis that you've never dealt with before. So pretty tough, pretty slow rolling. You know, it's pretty cool, if nothing else, just to have two cars in the shop. I mean, when we first started this deal, I didn't know how it was going to work out. You know, this Pro 8 models, that car right there that is now wrecked, that's the only car I've ever driven. We went to a little quarter-mile up the road from our house. I mean, it's actually about an hour away, but went to a little quarter-mile, turned some timing out of the motor and made a few laps, and then we went to Pensacola and tested in that car, wide open. You know, the motor was timed correctly, didn't have any pucks in it or anything like that. And I impressed Dad enough to where he said, let's just go pro car racing. So it's always been a little, not nerve-wracking, but you just know if you tear up, it's a lot bigger deal than, say, tearing up a street stock. So it's pretty neat, if nothing else, you know, that we get to have. We're fortunate enough to have good sponsors that have provided us with the things necessary to put together two race cars. That way, if we wreck one, it's not nearly as big a deal, and it's not season ending like that wreck was. We'll just be able to go to a backup car. So, nothing else makes you feel like a big time team for a second. All right, finally got the left side piece of sheet metal in there. As you can see, we're really holding on to it there. Now we're making our final flat part that will go across in front of the deck filler panel. So, again, very, very frustrating and slow, but we're getting there, and it don't look half bad. So. There we go. All right. After quite some time and a good amount of foul language used, all the interior sheet metal is in, with the exception of the dash and the left side to bridge the door to the door bars. Pretty tedious process and an aggravating process, but like I said, when you're dealing with a car you've never had to make sheet metal for before, it gets a little tricky. But at least the bulk of it is done. So it's starting to get dark out, so I believe it's probably about all we're worth for today, so we'll pick back up tomorrow. Alright guys, it's now the next day. Still working on the body. Today we're going to try and get the left side done on it, or at least back here where the left side of the sheet metal meets the door, and then wrap some aluminum around the door to help seal it up and all. Got the quarter panel back off, getting this first piece fitted up, working on the second piece right there. Probably won't get the door on today, but we're at least prepping to have the door on next weekend. Alright, we got the door put up there and clecoed on. All the aluminum going down the side of it to connect it to the car and the door and whatnot. Got the cowl panel set up there. Still got to get it level and get some clecos in it. Got this left side door on at least. I didn't think we were going to. A little more productive today, I suppose. It's way good. All right, starting to piece everything back together. We had to take the quarter panel and the bumper cover off to do some stuff back here. Got some braces put on it. Quarter panel's obviously back on, doors on, cowl panel's set up there. It's not really set yet, but it's up there. Got all our stuff done back here. Fits the referee, fits the template. Gotta get us some material and make us a bumper bar, and the same thing with the right side door bar. But other than that, the rear is just about done. All right, we're getting the right side door bar mocked up. I can't actually put it on yet because we do not have a door bar. When you build your own race car, they don't just sell the parts for it, so we gotta go buy some metal and bend us a door bar. We'll probably do that sometime this week, and then next weekend we will get this door on and the dash in and sort of finish up the interior of this car as far as sheet metal and the body that goes with the sheet metal. All right, guys, I believe that does it for this week. We got the right side door on, cowl panel put up there, left side door put on, bumper cover and all that back on there, clecoed up. Throughout the week, Dad is going to work on the dash and get some bracing put on it here and there while I'm doing school and whatnot. So we will be working on putting the dash in and getting a few more things put together on it next weekend. As always, we appreciate you guys watching, and we'd really appreciate if you like and subscribe and comment. It helps us out a lot, and we appreciate everybody's support. We'll catch you in the next one.